Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, St. Patty's Day, March 17th, 2021, and it is 11:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's a beautiful day. It's already, I've done my 2 miles. I've already checked in on the kids, making sure they're doing their work. And so today is the beginning of my series. It's going to be a 7-day series, and I'm going to talk about how you go through the process of writing a book, right? It's one of those things that takes patience, it takes time, and you got to trust the process. Especially if you have a coach. You got to trust the coach, trust the process. So I want to start out. Today I'm going to give you a couple of tips. I'm going to give you some homework. I'm going to give you some things to write down. Definitely, if you know that you've been just kind of thinking about maybe, hi Janet, happy Wednesday. If you've been thinking about maybe you might want to write a book, or you've already written some things on paper and you're just not sure if it's good enough, or you kind of got writer's block, pretty much that's what I'm going to cover in the next 7 days. Today is day 1. So welcome and thank you so much for joining me. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am first of all. My name is Latasha Jimerson, and my nickname is LT, the Buddy Teacher, because I am a teacher, but I am also the person who is there to support you and nurture you along your journey. And so we kind of become buddies through the process, right? There are days when you love me. There's days when you hate me. We go up and down and around and around. I tell my clients, we about to go 12 rounds here. Because getting your book done literally is like being pregnant and trying to do a marathon. It's really hard. But if you have a coach, hey Garland, if you have a coach and you have a coach who is very flexible and very nurturing, then you can make it, right? So that's kind of what I do. I have a lot of different hats. I'm a teacher. I'm a best-selling author of the book Visibility that just went #1 last month, February. It went #1 in the category of business and leadership. So I am super pumped up, amped up about helping people get their dreams done in the form of a book, right? So that's just a couple of the things that I do. I am also a professional book coach, which means that I take people from A to Z with LT, A to Z. We get it all done from the beginning. Hi, I'm Garland Breckenridge. Nice to meet you. I'm Latasha. I'm just sharing a little bit about what I do, and I'm getting ready to go into a series. This is going to be a 7-day series on how to write a book, how to write the best book you can if it's your first time around. I get a lot of questions about, like, how do I even get started, right? Because I've written 8 books now in the past 4 years, so that's an average of 2 books a year, because it's something that I love. It's something that's fun for me. It started as a hobby and then it turned into a business. And so people ask, well, how do I get started? And there is literally a process. I put all my notes and everything into a course so that people who are just starting won't have to fall and bump their head and make all the mistakes that I made. So you're at an advantage. If you're here, you've ever thought about maybe you might want to put something on paper, even if it's a blog post, but you're not sure how it looks, how it sounds, if your message is coming across, you might be in that situation. And so this series is going to be very crucial for you, because I'm going to go from 0 all the way up to 60, all the way up to 90. Somebody's sending me a message. Send it later. I'm going to take you all the way through all the steps, all the process, so that you can kind of wrap your mind around what it takes. Because it's like training for a marathon. Once I trained for a full marathon, and I couldn't do the whole thing. I did a half. I did a 13.1 mile half. That was in 2018. And so I wanted to do the marathon, but it wasn't working out for me that year. So it's okay. A half marathon is still phenomenal, right? So you might be thinking, I don't know if I'm ready. to write a book, but I know that I want to write something. Like maybe I want to do something short for my business. Maybe I want to just create an ebook, put it on my website, right? There's all kinds of different definitions of the word book today. And so that's what I'm going to take you through in the next 7 days, what it is that we need to do. Hey, Carlene, happy Wednesday. Happy St. Patty's Day. I know it's St. Patty's Day, but I'm still teaching anyway. Once a teacher, always a teacher. This is day 1 of my 7-day series on how to create a book, how to start, right? How to even get it started. What do I do? So you're in the right place. If you've ever been told by one of your coworkers or your family members, hey, that's a great idea, you should put that in a book. If you've ever been told that, you're in the right spot. Because that's what I was told years ago, and I didn't take heed to that until a decade later, right? So I actually could have been writing books a lot sooner, like 2004 instead of 2016. So I took a lot of time to think about it and to overanalyze it and to be a perfectionistic person. There's no need to do that, right? So if somebody's told you, you should probably write a book, that means you should probably write a book. You probably have really good ideas. If you are the kind of person who loves to write, but a lot of times you crumple up the paper and throw it on the floor because you're not sure if it sounds good, this is where you need to be right now, because I went through that and I'm going to talk to you about that too. And if you are like the person who, I had a client the other day say, I have a page and it's a blank page. And I said, I know, I've been there. I understand. You want to write something, but the page is still blank and you've been staring at it for an hour and you're like, what the heck? There's a cure for that. I'm going to talk about that. And then some people start writing and get into this flow, and then all of a sudden something happens and they can't, and they get stuck. And they're like, oh, I got writer's block. Yeah, I have another name for writer's block, because actually in real reality, writer's block doesn't really exist. So I have a whole lesson that I teach on writer's block for my clients as well. So let me just go ahead and get started with day 1. Let me just jump into this. So day 1 is, we're just going to talk about, I'm just going to give you the basics. We're going to talk about how you get prepared for writing a book. Like, what kind of mindset do you need to have? What kind of thoughts should be going through your head? Right? What is it that you really, really, really need to focus on? Because there's so many things you can focus on with social media. You know, if you're running a business, there's, like, if you're raising kids and you have pets in the house, there's a lot. So if you're feeling like, oh my goodness, my mind is cluttered, oh my gosh, but I have this strong desire in my heart, in my soul, I know that I need to do this. I keep putting this off. I just keep saying one day. I keep saying, you know, today's not the day, but today is the day. Today is the day. It is the day to get it done. So let me look at my notes. If you have, oh, here's another thing. This is what I've done in the past. I've tried to go read other books and get ideas on what I should write, right? That's like, don't do that. I mean, if you're a good reader, then you will naturally become a good writer, because you're understanding the language, whatever language you're reading in, whatever language you're writing in, you will understand the flow of the language. I used to teach history for middle school kids, so that's social studies, high school history, and then I taught English for a couple years at an online high school. So one of the things I would share with my students is that, yes, it's good to be a good reader. It's good to write, you know, based on what other people have said, do the citation and all that kind of stuff. But really, what I like to do is teach people how to write from the heart. With, like, citing all those different authors is cool for a research paper in the world of academia, but that's not what I focus on. I focus on writing from the heart, from the soul. What information is coming to you and through you? And Let's get it on the page and let's learn about who you are based on the things that came through your mind, right? So that's what I love to do. That's my favorite thing. So if you've tried reading other people's stuff and trying to be not a copycat, not a plagiarizer, but if you've tried to just get the style of someone else, that ain't gonna work. You got to be true to who you are. Let those ideas flow to you and through you, and you'll be good. The other thing is, if you've tried some of those other writing programs where, I don't know if you try to write a book in a day or something like that, but that hasn't worked, you need to try something different because it is a process and you don't want to rush the process. You might have also tried to have other people read your work, your friends, your family, your coworkers, to give you feedback so that you can feel validated and you can keep going. Sometimes friends and family, they're really nice and they mean well, but when you're writing a book, you're on a timeline and you don't have a lot of time. Hey, Tamara, happy Wednesday. Hey, Victoria, happy Wednesday. Happy Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day. I have on a tiny little bit of green somewhere in here, but mostly I love blue. I just love this color on me. So anyways, let me get back on task. Day one. Today is day one of a series of how to write a book. Today is mindset. What kind of mindset do you need to develop the strategies for success when you're writing a book? So if you are feeling stuck, like, I don't know what to do, the page is blank, I don't know what to write, this is for you. If you're like, I was writing, but then something happened and I got writer's block, this is where you need to be. If you're like, you know what, I don't know if I have anything important to say, but people keep telling me for some reason that I need to write a book, you need to be here. If you have a business or a blog and you want to get more business and more readers to your blog, this is where you need to be, because this is all about writing. It's all about publishing, and that's what I do. So let's move on into the first step of what you need to do for your mindset. Okay, I call this ABC. If you haven't gotten a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, you need to do that now. If you have anything to write on, you want to go ahead. I'll give you 30 seconds while I take a drink of water. You definitely want to get yourself in the mindset with this ABC. And I say ABC because it just makes it so easy. ABC 1, 2, 3. I'm listening to a class with LT. That's me. Just in case you're like, who's LT? LT, the buddy teacher, that's me. Stands for Latasha. So the first part is A. A is the atmosphere for writing. Atmosphere. You have to be in the right atmosphere. Notice where I am. I am literally sitting in my driveway at my house, in my car, with the doors locked. Why? Because this is my zone of genius atmosphere. This is where I can talk on the phone. I can do these live stream videos. I can do my podcast, my YouTube videos. But most of all, I can teach and I can write and I can read a book. Because in my car, there are no children talking. They're upstairs doing their homework. There are no dogs barking. We've got 4 dogs in the house, 2 upstairs, 2 downstairs. I'm in my car. I can't hear them. So that's A, atmosphere. Develop the right atmosphere so that you can be your best and your mind can flow. Remember, we want the ideas to come to you and through you, because when you write, you're going to impact your reader, and your reader needs to hear thoughts that are coherent, that are clear, that are from your soul. Okay? So that's one, atmosphere. That's letter A. Control your atmosphere. wherever you can go to be in the right atmosphere for you, whatever works for you is where you need to go. Okay? So that's A. Then we'll transition to B. What's the B? Breathe. There's some meditation involved. There's some meditation. There's some prayer. You have to be, mind and body have to be connected. This writing is not something, especially if you're writing a book. Writing is not something that you can do while you're listening to music and doing your homework. That's not the kind of writing I'm talking about. I'm talking about impactful writing to go into a book, to help an audience, to help readers, to change someone's life. I don't know about you guys, but I've read Think and Grow Rich like 4 times because it gets into my spirit and my heart, and it helps me make the transformation that I need to make. And I can't just read the book one time because the ideas are so profound. If you've read Think and Grow Rich, you know what I'm talking about, the manifestation tool that is in, I think, chapter 2 or 3. You say your affirmations and you set up yourself for success in a very strategic, logical manner. So that's just one of my favorite books. When you start thinking about writing, what kind of book do you want to write? That's not going to come to you at the beginning. So breathe, relax, sit back, and just allow the thoughts to flow. You're going to have some thoughts come into your mind that are just garbage. Doesn't matter. Write it down. You're going to create what's called, this is what I call with my clients. I say, it's okay. Some of your ideas will end up on the cutting room floor. Don't worry about it. Just relax. Breathe. So A is atmosphere. B is breathe. C is get control. Before you start writing your manuscript, get control over yourself. Get your emotions under control. Get your body under control. The way you do this is once you set your atmosphere and you learn how to breathe, I want you to go get a journal or just a bunch of paper. Blank paper. It could have lines or no lines. It doesn't matter. Get a pen, get paper. Now, what comes out of your mind and your hand, you are in control. This is one thing that the world can't take away from you. Regardless of what's happening outside the window, your pen and your paper is your mind, your heart, your spirit, your body is all connecting. And this is what you can control. This is the beautiful thing, because some of us are control freaks, right? Especially as women. We got to have everything right. The dishes, the laundry, we want to control everything. So stop trying to control people and start controlling what you're writing on paper, right? So that's A, B, and C. Atmosphere, breathe, control. Those are the things you need to have in your mind as you start thinking about what kind of book you want to write. It's very important, right? So in my courses, one of the things that I teach is how to develop a writing muscle. See, you cannot just say, oh, I'm going to write a book today, and sit in front of the computer and start typing. No. I've written 8 books. Some of them are on Amazon, like 5 of them are on Amazon. Some are just on my website. I would never sit at the computer and just start writing. And I'm a best-selling author. I would never just sit and think that everything's going to come out. I'm old school. I have a spiral notebook with pages of writing. A lot of it is trash. To be honest, it's just trash. So you have to develop a writing muscle. Like you go to the gym. People lift weights to develop that muscle. Writing is a muscle. You have to develop it, which means writing 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, just whatever you can do. Make sure that you're in the same place at the same time every day. And that's difficult to do, especially when you're a mom like me and you work and you've got dogs in the house, you've got 2 kids in the house, you've got all kinds of things happening with work. It's hard to do, but it's not impossible to do. And so this is exactly what I'm going to be teaching in my beta course that I'm creating right now. I have a 1-day beta course which is going to teach you how to get yourself in a position to where you can produce high quality work. Which means, what do I mean by work? A manuscript. What do I mean by manuscript? People say that word, they don't say what it means. Literally, manu means by hand. Script means something written on paper. It's something that other people can read that you wrote by hand. So I'm teaching how to get your manuscript prepared so that you could later produce an audiobook, because it can become a script, right? You can produce a paperback. You can produce an ebook. Okay? You can produce a series of blog posts. You can create a web page that has copy on it from your book. So your manuscript is the meat and the potatoes. It is the heart, it is the core of your book. You have to get the manuscript right, because if you don't, the whole thing will fall apart. You can have the most beautiful cover, the most beautiful images, illustrations, but if your writing, your content is not high quality, pretty soon people that bought the book for the cover will be very frustrated when the content doesn't match. So I'm creating a beta course, and it is only for 8 to 10 people. I'm not going to take more than 10 because 10 is just too many, and this will fill up. Oh yeah, there we go. Poor connection because of the heat. So I had to open the door, so you will hear the birds chirping in the back. And this, again, this is atmosphere. This is so perfect, right? This is the atmosphere that allows me to do my best work, because I can hear the birds. It's beautiful out here. It's sunny. It's warm. This is the weather that is conducive to my learning. So whatever it is that's your atmosphere, set it up for your success, right? So it's almost 12 noon, so I am going to go ahead and conclude this. But remember, this is day 1. This is going to be a day 7 series. So we're going to go through this tomorrow and the day after and the day after. And we're going to talk about, what do you need to do for tomorrow? What do you need to do to organize and structure that writing? So after you've developed the atmosphere, you learned how to breathe, you learned how to take control, then you're going to develop your writing muscle, and you're going to write this information in an outline, so it has to be organized. So tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about my outline that I use that is killer. It gets people results like immediately. People are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe, how did you get me to write that?"
Natasha?
Hi, yes, thank you.
Welcome, man.
Awesome. Have a good day. Oh, I hope it's a book. I think it is books. Isn't that awesome? How'd that just happen? All right, put that down there. So anyways, develop your writing muscle. start writing tonight. Get a piece of paper. It could just be one page that tells me, this is what I learned during your live stream. I would love for you to text that to me or email that to me or just post it on social media and then, do tag me in it. That would be awesome. So yeah, before I wrap up though, I got interrupted. I was talking about the beta course. So the beta course, there is an investment. It's not a free course, but I'm offering it within this next 7 days. I'm offering it as a 50% off discount. So that's going to be crucial. I'm only allowing in 8 to 10 because after 10, it gets too crowded because we're actually digging into what you're writing. So I need to be able to spend time with you and your writing and with the group. So that's happening in the next 7 days. So pay attention because I'm going to have details each day on how to get involved in that. If you think it's you already, just go ahead and type somewhere in there, LT, this is the class for me. I need this class. Just type it in there. So that way I know who to send the information to today. LT, that class is for me. I need to learn how to get my manuscript in order. I need to learn how to get my thoughts on paper, get them organized. I need to learn the difference between a manuscript and a non-manuscript. Because I've been writing some stuff, and I don't know if it's good stuff. We're going to go through that also in the course. How do you know if it's quality, high quality versus low quality? Because there's a difference. All books were not created equal. Okay? All manuscripts were not created equal. Some of you will leave my course and decide to take your manuscript to a movie studio and get it turned into an actual script that you could get put into a Netflix series, or you could get it turned into some kind of a movie. Some of you will leave my course and you will take your manuscript and give it to a producer of an audiobook. You can get a narrator. You can hire somebody to set up a production studio for you to produce your audiobook. I don't do that part, but I teach you how to set up your manuscript so that it's ready for that. You walk in the door ready. You ain't got to get ready. You just be ready. You stay ready. Some of you will walk out the door with a manuscript that you go ahead and turn into an ebook. Or you go ahead and turn it into a paperback. You give it to someone you trust, obviously, not somebody that you don't know. And you talk to them about cover design. Can you design a cover that matches the content in this manuscript? Okay, so that's what I do. That's what I teach. My authors come in and they're just like blown away with what I'm able to do with things that they wrote. I'm able to help them polish, edit, revise. There's a whole system that I use to get everything polished. Let me see if I left anything out of my notes. Yeah, we went over ABC. Let's review real quick. So in order for you to get the right mindset, develop the mind for writing, it's basically ABC. A is set the atmosphere for you to write. The smallest space possible is the best space, right? You hear about people in prison that are in these little cells. I don't know, 9 by 9, or I don't know what the measurement is, but these little small cells. And they're able to write. They're able to write letters to their families. Some of them are able to produce books. In your house or in your dorm or wherever you live, find the smallest space possible for you to move around. But don't move around too much because you want to be able to sit and focus. You want the smallest environment possible. The smallest. Hi, Grace. Happy Patty's Day. We're talking about getting the mindset to write a book. This is day one of a day, 7-day series. So I have already taught ABC to getting your mindset right. And how do I know I'm LT in the place to be? You need to write a book? Call me. You need help with that manuscript? Email me. Right? I've written 8 books. Some of them are on Amazon, some of them are not. My most recent book, Visibility, went number 1 in the category of business and leadership. And that was in the month of February. So I'm all stoked. I'm all stoked up. Right? And so I'm creating this beta program for people who want to become an author but not sure how. There's, you feel like, oh my gosh, like I did like 15 years ago. My friend said, you should write a book. You have some good ideas. Like, write a book. And I was like, no, I don't know what I'm supposed to write about. I was so uncomfortable, right? Ay. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, it's hot out here. That's the problem. So my connection keeps stopping. Anyways, I'm just going to go for a few more minutes. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, my friend. She had a PhD. She had already been published. And I'm thinking, I don't even have a master's degree yet. I just have a bachelor's. And we're teaching together. We're buddy teachers. And she says, well, I know how to do it and I can help you. I'll edit it for you. No big deal. Well, I didn't know at the time the editing piece is the most important piece. Like all that other stuff, formatting and cover and editing is where it's at. So you got to have a good editor that you can trust. Because if you don't, hey Gabriel, thank you for joining me. This morning was a wild, wacky ride. Like I had so many things going on. One of my appointments canceled. So 11 o'clock ended up being good, but first it wasn't good. So anyway, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. I was just talking about how I wrote 8 books, but I waited a long time. I could have done it a long time ago, but a friend of mine was like, you need to write a book. Your ideas are interesting. Let's go. I wasn't ready. I waited another 12 years before I called her up and said, she was still my friend. Can you help me? I wrote something and I need to know if it's good or not. And so she was like, okay. So that was 2016. She helped me through the whole process. Bless her heart. I got through that first book and then people were like, oh my gosh, when are you going to write your second book? And I was like, do you know, you don't even know how hard it was to write that first one. Get out of my face with that. But no, people responded. One lady said, oh my gosh, when I read your book, literally, I was able to sleep last night. I was like, what? She's like, it just put me at ease and it helped me to know that I'm not alone. Because that first book was about how I was depressed. And I was going through my whole midlife crisis. And I was about to hit 40. And I just didn't know, like, what's the meaning of life? I'm contemplating the meaning of life. Do I really want to keep doing this job? Like, what do I want to be when I grow up? What the heck is going on? Why am I in so much debt? That first book was just to get all my feelings out. Okay. Second book, parenting. What it was like to have an adult child, because my oldest turned 18. So I wrote a book about that. And then on and on and on and on and on. This most recent book that I produced, I produced it last year with a group of 25 other speakers. So we finished it at the end of November and it was polished by December. And then January, they just had to take it through some final line editing. And so it was produced in February. And within the first 2 weeks, from February 17th to March 1st, the ebook launched. And the ebook went number 1 in the category of business and leadership. So that was amazing. So now I get to add to my resume, best-selling author of the book Visibility. So I'm stoked. I'm stoked up. I'm turned up. I want to help everybody Like anyone who really is just feeling like, I want to write something, but I don't know if it's good. Or I don't know, yeah, I want to write something, but I don't know what to write. Like I'm stuck. There's this blank page. It's been in front of me for an hour. I don't know what I'm doing. You're the person that I want to help. So that's why I'm creating this beta program for you. It is going to be phenomenal. It's only for 10 people because I can't deal with too many manuscripts at one time. Start getting crazy. We're going to cover ABC, atmosphere, breathing, control what you can control. Hey, Renee, happy St. Patty's Day. I'm talking about writing a book, getting your mind right. Getting your mind right to write. Get it right. Yeah, so you got to get your mind in the right space. And those of you that are really on top of it, tonight or right now, as soon as I get off of this, because my phone's starting to overheat, as soon as I get off of here, you're going to go get a piece of paper and you're going to start writing. Because some of the wheels are starting to turn and I'm triggering thoughts. This is what happens when you get around authors. They start giving you really cool ideas and the creative process starts to roll like an engine. So remember the ABC, write that down in order to get your mind right so you can start to write. You need to do the ABC, atmosphere. I'm in my car. This is the atmosphere where I can do my best work. I can sit here and I can write 25 pages if I wanted to, because I'm in my zone right here. This is my atmosphere. There's no kids. There's no dogs. There's nobody in here but me relaxing. So whatever it is for you, you could be in your jacuzzi, whatever you do. If it's a quiet place, get there. Okay, so that's A. B is breathe. Be in an environment where you can breathe and you can feel good. Go near water. I like to be near water. The lake, the stream, the beach, if you can. Put running water on your phone. Go to YouTube and put running water or rain. Shh. It's the best writing music ever. Ever. Breathe. Today I was going to actually write in the garage. And it was raining this week, so my daughter decided to put the dog in the garage. Well, she didn't realize the dog pooped and left a big turd in the garage. So I was going in the garage to do some writing, and then I saw this poop, and I smelled it. Of course, you smell it before you see it. And I almost stepped in it, and I was like, oh, I can't write in this space, so you start to get all thrown off. So I just told her, go clean up the dog mess. I need the garage. And it took her too long. So what I did is I just took my car and I just took it out of the garage. Just closed the garage. And so have a place where you can breathe and it smells good. Because that impacts your ability to be creative. Is if it doesn't smell good, you're going to get mad. That's B, breathe. C, control. Get the pen, get the paper. You control that. Nobody else controls that. Get the pen, get the paper, and start writing. So that's the ABC. Atmosphere, breathe, control, and then just start letting ideas flow out. That's the pre-work. That's the mindset. Getting yourself in the right environment to where your mind can flow. Your ideas can come to you and through you. And you're good. That's how you get started. People are always asking me, well, I don't even know where to start. Start with your ABC process. That's getting yourself in the right environment, physically, mentally, spiritually. If you're in the right place, you can do some amazing things, and it does not take you that long. Most of my authors get their books done within 90 days. Some of them get it done within 30 days because they are able to master the pre-work. If you're already meditating and praying and you're already getting yourself in a creative space, if you already produce music, Oh my gosh. You can produce a book. If you're already teaching and you're giving information to people and you're passing on information and you're helping them learn, oh my gosh, you could write a book. It's not that hard. But if you're not in the right mental space, physical space, you won't be able to produce anything. If you're angry, if you're upset, you're jealous, you got drama, you got to eliminate that. Oh, I've written my manuscript. What do I do next? I don't know. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you for asking that question, Garland. So the next step, I have a part 2 I'm going to do tomorrow, but I would love to hear just what your plan is. So if that's the case, you're already 15,000 steps ahead of most new writers. Go to my website. It's myfirstbook.org. And you will see a picture of me with my bio. Scroll down, and there's a little button that says book a call. Click that. Book a call for either this week or next week, whatever is in there that's available. Book a call. And then there's a little space on my website for you to put your name and your email. Put your name and your email in there so that you can get a copy of a free ebook that I created to let you know the type of quality of work that I do. And then, of course, when you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will see books that my clients have created. And if you keep going and you go scroll even further, you will see video testimonials of what my clients have done, how they feel when they work with me, what the results are. The results are phenomenal. Of course, we produce the manuscript, and then we make sure that it's ready to go and be published. And so we go through editing, we go through formatting, we go through, I go line by line by line, detail by detail by detail. So as long as you're coachable, you're teachable, you know how to manage your stress level, there's no drama, I can help you go from A to Z within 30 to 60 days. You already have a manuscript, probably 30 days. So go to the website, book a call with me. Pay attention to this 7-day because I'm going to be offering a beta course. I just need a kickstart maybe. Oh, okay, kickstart. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have an outline, and it's called Outline Writing for Ebooks. It's a very short outline. I have one of those as a part of my course. The outline and the course are not free. So just go to my website, put in your name, your email, click the call, and we'll get on a call this week or next week and talk about what it is that you need to do for your next step. Great job. You're already like 15 steps ahead of other people too. Some people don't even have one word on a page. So if I can help them, I can help you. So it's been an hour. My goodness. Thank you guys for joining me. I have a couple of appointments this afternoon. I got to get on the road and do some stuff with my kids. So get your mind right. Remember that ABC. Get your mind where it should be. Meditate, develop your writing muscle. Keep writing, even if you're finished with your manuscript. Just keep writing as a muscle, 5 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, because some ideas are not good ideas. And we talk about that too. So anyways, go ahead to my website, check it out, book a call. I will see you guys tomorrow for part 2, where we break down, okay, I have my atmosphere, I'm breathing, I'm writing, I'm controlling my writing. So now how do I get organized? What do I do with all this writing? That's tomorrow, day 2. All right, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. LT is out.